Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello students, welcome to Swayampa. The course title is Principles of Marketing. The lecture title is Product Decisions Part 2. This is Module 7, Lecture 2. I am Dr. Shoma Sengupta, Associate Professor Commerce, Kamla Nehru College, University of Delhi. In this lecture, we will cover the following two topics: branding, functions, strategies, types and qualities of good brand name; packaging and labeling, functions, types and ethical aspects. The next heading is branding. Once the product is created, it is given a name, and that is the brand name, which gives it a distinct identity. A brand is a symbol, a mark, a name that acts as a means of communication which brings about an identity of the product. Branding refers to that process through which a distinct identification of the product is established. Now, brand has two components majorly: brand name and brand mark. Brand name, it refers to that part of the brand which can be spoken or pronounced. For example, Lux, Asian Paint, that is the brand name. Brand mark, it refers to that part of the brand which cannot be spoken but can be recognized easily. For example, the Gattu sign of Asian Paints, it is the brand mark. Likewise, Tanishq has a T-shaped mark, that is brand mark. Now, there is another term used which is known as trademark. When a brand is registered under the Trademarks Act 1999, when this brand mark is registered, then it becomes a trademark. The trademark of one company cannot be used by any other company. All the trademarks are brands, whereas all the brands are not trademarks. So, trademarks gives legal sanctity to the brand name and the brand mark. Role of brand name. Now, brand name acts as a means of communication. It communicates different things about the product and about the brand. It gives a distinct identity, we have already discussed. So, it brings about an identity of a given product. It builds the product image, states the quality of the product. It develops value for the brand or value for the product. Brand in itself is a personality. It creates preferences, controls the prices of the commodity because it standardizes the product, gives an impression about the product performance. Branding also helps in product differentiation strategy. It differentiates one product from the other products in the market. Also, it legalizes the identity of the product and avoids imitation of the brand name by the rivals. Advantages of brand name. To different groups of people, it provides different advantages. To the customer can recognize the product, and it makes the shopping experience easier for the customers. There is also a quality assurance, and they derive satisfaction by buying a branded product. Also, it ensures stability of the prices because the price of a particular brand is already mentioned in the product, and it is seen from wherever it will be purchased. So, branded products ensure stable prices. To the producer, it provides different advantages, like it is easy to differentiate the product from the competitors' products. Competition becomes easier with the help of brand loyalty also. Also, to advertise, brand in itself advertises the product. In personal selling also, it helps branded products sell well. You can charge higher prices also if your brand enjoys a kind of a reputation in the market. You can gain a recognition, establish a permanent identity, promote and repurchase also a branded product. Reduces the number of middlemen. and the distribution cost. For the middlemen, the advantage of brand name is higher sales and profits, lesser risk is there, and they have to put in lesser effort to sell a branded product. Essentials of a good brand name. A brand name must be appealing to the eyes, ears, and brains, easy to remember, short, sweet, attractive, easy to pronounce also and remember. Example, serve, everybody remembers, pronounce, and in fact, it corners certain characteristic of the product also. Point out the producer. Example is Amul. So it's an acronym for Anand Milk Union Limited. Legally allowed and protectable. So it is not. It should not violate any of the acts of the land, like Names and Emblem Act, and you can protect the brand name from being imitated also. It should not be too similar to existing brands. It should be original, distinguishable, provide name differentiation, and not general but specific. Example, Philips. It should reflect product dimensions or speciality also. A good brand name is the one which reflects directly or indirectly some dimensions, say product benefit, function, and results, and so on. For example, Easy liquid washing soap of Godrej company is really easy to use and for better results. It also should indicate the superiority and standardization of the quality of the product. The next heading is branding decisions. The first decision involved in branding is whether to brand the product or sell it as an unbranded product. Now, it depends upon the type of the product as well as the will of the company. Now, if you are going for branding, the order of actions may be first there will be non-recognition of the brand, but then create brand recognition and awareness in the minds of the customers, develop brand preferences among the consumers. The next step is develop brand insistence among consumers. That means the consumer will insist upon buying a particular brand and they will demand it from the dealer. And the last is creating brand loyalty, whereby the customer will again and again buy the same brand. Now, next type of branding decision is when you are deciding to brand. So you can come out with a manufacturer's brand or national brand. Now here also different dimensions are there, like whether family branding will be done or not. So it is also known as umbrella branding or blanket branding. Now when a company uses the same brand name for its different product, we call it family branding. For example, Tata Group brands like Tata Steel, Tata Automobiles, they use this family brand, that is Tata. Benefits of family branding is it reduces the cost of launching and promotion, because everybody is well aware of the family brand, and they believe in the quality of that brand also. So when a second product is added or next product is added to the same family brand name, then people willfully accept that product also. The entire product line gains out of the successful brand name. The disadvantage of family branding is if the same quality image is not maintained with the new brand as that of the parent brand, then a family brand is unjustified and it loses its credibility. The next type of manufacturer brand is individual branding or multi-branding. A different brand name is used for each product of the firm or each product which is introduced by the firm. For example, Unilever's soap may be Lux, Dove, and there are many other soaps with different brand names. Benefit of individual branding is each brand has its own reputation. Performance of one product will not affect reputation of other products. Market segmentation is also possible. The disadvantage of individual branding is it increases cost of launching products and its promotion. The third type of manufacturer's brand or national brand may be combination branding, where both family brand name as well as the individual brand names are used. For example, Godrej Synthol soap. This combines the advantage of family and individual branding. Now, beside the manufacturer brand, there can be dealer's brand or distributor's brand, or they are also called as private brand. Like Shoppers Stop is a big distributor or dealer, and it has its own brand called Stop. There again, when they are introducing new products under the same umbrella, it can be family brand, or if they create new brand name for each of the product being introduced, then it is individual brand name. Or if both the things are happening, like family as well as individual, then it's a combination brand. But here the difference is that these are initiated by the dealer. These brands are created by the dealer, or they are called private brands. Then there can be mixed branding also, like partly manufacturer's brand and partly dealer's brand, and this is done by many companies, whereby they are selling the product in their own name as well as they are selling it in the name of the dealer as well. The next heading is branding strategies. Now, branding strategy is a long-term plan for the development of successful brand in order to achieve specific goals. Branding strategies includes the ways companies use brands to meet their sales and profit and other objectives of the company. The different brand strategies are as follows. One is brand extension. We have discussed it in family branding as well. The company uses an existing brand name for an improved or new product in the product line. For example, Cheerios does this type of brand extension. Then brand licensing can be another strategy. Here, legal authorization by a trademarked brand to allow another company, that is the licensee, to use its brand name and brand mark. So this also applies in case of different type of, like say if there is an international gymming company, then that company will look for a franchisee or a licensee in India, and the same brand name will be used here. Now, mixed brands is the another strategy, where simultaneously offering manufacturer, private and generic brands. Now, there is this company Michelin manufacturers manufactures tires for a renowned brand, that is Sears, and for their own brand as well. Then there may be co-branding, combines one or more brands to increase customer loyalty and sales of each individual brand. So there is this example, like Starbucks coffee shop is there inside the Barnes and Noble bookstore. So it is promoting both the things. There is this concept of brand equity. Now, brand equity is the perceived value of the brand in the market and in the corporate world. So, it is the sum total of all the different values people attach to the brand, or the perceived value of the brand's customer loyalty, awareness, perceived quality, brand association, proprietary interest, now, or asset, represents the additional income expected from a branded product over an unbranded one. It also refers to a set of assets and liabilities linked to a brand, its name and its symbol. Now, if you wish to sell the brand, the value of the brand will depend upon the equity it enjoys in the market, or the perceived value it enjoys in the market. So, stronger brands, they have higher brand equity. Now, that means it measures the brand's worth in the market, and it depends upon the market's brand's market share, profitability, future potential. These are the crucial consideration while evaluating the brand's worth or brand's equity. The next heading is packaging. Now, according to Philip Kotler, packaging is the activity of designing and producing the container or wrapper for the products. Now, what we do in packaging, we put the product in a container or wrapper or any kind of carton to protect the product. It helps in transportation. For different purposes, packaging is done. A package is the actual container or the wrapper. It is basically an extension of the product offered for sale. Packaging may be more important than product it contains in many cases. Packaging involves decisions about labels, inserts, instructions for product use, graphic design, as well as the decisions about the sizes and types of physical containers for the individual product items with other outer package. The objective of packaging may be protection, recognizability, and storage and usage. The functions of packaging. First is easier identification. Packages have their unique shape, color, and that gives identification to the product. Provides guidelines for the use of the product, protection of goods from heat, light, moisture, evaporation, and it helps in storing the product as well. Convenience in handling the product because of the packages. Then self advertising and self promotion is also possible because of packages. So packages attract the customers to us, and nowadays in stores you have self service. There also it is of great use. Then lends individuality and differentiability to the product. Reuse and resale is possible in packages nowadays. So you can use the container for further use, or you can resell the container also. Economy in transportation is possible. Prestige or reputation is created because of the package, and it facilitates branding and labeling. The disadvantages of packaging, naturally it exhausts the natural resources. When you are using too much of, say, to make the cartons you are using too much of wood, then it is exhausting the natural resources. It is expensive also to create packages, and nowadays companies are spending a hell lot of money in innovation in packaging also, and creating packages. Health hazards are also involved, like plastic packages are there, and they may make the content poisonous also. Sometimes the packages are deceptive also. They show the product on the packages as very attractive, but inside the package the product might not be similar to what is shown on the package. Used and discarded packaging contributes significantly to the consumer protection problem also, because many a times they are reused by people, or imitation products are also fake products are also put in inside those discarded packages and sold again in the market, especially in third world countries. Then many of the packages are non-biodegradable, and that again further damages the environment. The next heading is types of packaging. So first is primary package. This is the first layer which is in direct contact with the product, and this primarily protects the product. For example, the glass bottle containing the perfume. Secondary packages, this is the next layer, and it protects the primary package. So cardboard box containing the glass bottle of perfume is the secondary package. Then there can be shipping package. This is the final layer of package, and it protects both the primary as well as the secondary package and helps in transportation. So here the cartons in which these secondary packages will be kept, or the perfume packs are kept, that can be considered as shipping package. Reasons for growth of packaging. Companies are spending a lot of money in R&D, research and development. So innovations are taking place in this packaging industry. Newer types of material, newer types of products are used for packaging as packaging material, and because of that, the packaging is gaining importance. Companies and brand image also depends upon packaging, and that's why they spend a hell lot of money in packaging, so as to create a recognition for their brand, or identification for the brand. Then there is self-service in most of the markets, like in departmental stores, the customer enters, and whatever attracts the customer, they picks up the product. So packages gives a distinct identity, recognition, attracts the customer, and in an environment where self-service is there, then the package in itself is self-advertising and attracting the customer so that they pick up that product. Then there is consumer affluence. They don't mind spending a lot of money in buying products which are put in nice packages, and especially for products like perfumes or alcoholic products, the companies are spending a lot of money in creating those packages, and the consumers, they don't mind spending that much of money in buying such products. Characteristics or essentials of good packaging. First of all, convenient. The package should be easier to handle and convenient to carry. It should protect the product, attractive, suitable for the particular type of product, durable, and in the long run also it should protect the product, informative. All types of information should be there on the package, economical to for the producer to produce, as well as for the customer to buy the product. Dependability is also important, that it creates confidence in the minds of the buyers that the contents must be of standard quality. Status, should give status to the product, like add prestige to the person who carries the product. And aesthetic appeal should be there. Beautiful packages, they sell more, especially in case of products which are meant for ladies or women. So these are the characteristics or essentials of good package. Labeling. Labeling means putting labels on the package of the product. Now, it is the display of label, which may be this may be a piece of paper which may the manufacturer may stick it on the package itself, or it may be printed on the package. So a label contains information about the product on its container, packaging, or on the product itself. Labeling is also an important part of brand or branding of the product and the company. It helps the product stand out in the market and identifies it as a part of a particular brand. Functions of labeling. Now, as we have discussed, it gives complete information about the product description, contents, ingredients, usage, caution in use, date of manufacturing, batch number, and so on. Identification of the product or brand, easier to identify a particular product among many with the help of labeling. Grading of the product is also done, or it is written on the labels. When a product has different qualities, labeling helps to find out which pack contains what type of quality. Helps in promotion of the product, attracts customer and promotes sales. Providing information required by the law, so mandatory information are mentioned on the product on the labels, like smoking is injurious to the health on the package of the cigarettes. Maintenance of prices is possible, as maximum resale price or retail price is written on the package. Also, it ensures standardization of the quality of the product. So it standardizes the quality. The next heading is types of labeling. So first is branded product labels or branded labels. Products need to be branded to help the identification and play a key role in company brand building program. Branded product labels need to be securely bonded to the product surface in a way that is best suited to that product. So there are two types of branded labels. Removable product labels, they need to adhere to the product only until they need to be removed. Non-removable labels, with permanent labels, the bonding has to be permanent and the label must be difficult to remove and resistant to a number of factors. Now, the second type or kind of labeling is eco or information label or informative label, to provide maximum possible information about the product. These are used on consumer products such as foodstuff and fast moving consumer goods. Next is descriptive labels. They describe everything about the product, like product features, uses of the product. For example, milk food products have descriptive labels also. Sometimes the recipe is also mentioned on the label. Then grade labels, like emphasizes standards or grades used as an indirect method of product identification. Example, India Gate basmati rice available in different grades, and in fact they have named it also, like Duber, and this type of name is given by the brand on the basis of grades. Ethical aspect of packaging and labeling. Now, first ethical aspect is label information. Now, label information or packages on packages can mislead the consumers by providing exaggerated information or unethically suggesting that the product contains more of desired attributes or less of desired attributes than what it originally has. Then packaging graphics is another ethical aspect. Like, packaging graphics are unethical when picture on a package is not a true representation of the product contents. Store brand is packaged so that it looks virtually identical to a well-known national brand. So that problem may also be there. Packaging safety is another ethical question. Like, unsafe packaging problems are particularly acute with dangerous products that are unsafe for children, and the package is not tamper proof. Environmental implications of packaging is the last aspect. When the package suggests environmental benefits that cannot be delivered, then it raises ethical questions. So the companies must strive to minimize the occurrence of these ethical issues. Like, protection of consumers from harmful products should be done, free from foreign matters, poisonous substances. They should ensure providing clear instruction on the product use, user manual, avoid selling expired products, non-defective products should be sold, safe disposal of the used products should be ensured. Then where it eventually happens, if you have taken all the care but still ethical problems are there, then accept the faults, take corrective measures, and where necessary, pay damages. To summarize, we can say a brand is a symbol, a mark, a name that acts as a means of communication which brings about an identity to the product. Branding helps customer recognize the product. Producers can differentiate the product and promote it easily, and the middleman will have to put lesser effort in selling the products. Packaging is the activity of designing and producing the container or wrapper for the product. Packaging provides the functions like easier identification, protection of the product, storage, convenience, etc. A label contains information about a product on its container, packaging, and or the product itself. There are ethical aspects attached to product packaging and labeling. These are regarding label information, packaging graphics, packaging safety, and environmental implications. So a marketer has to take care of these ethical aspects. Thank you, students. This was Product Decisions Part 2, Module 7, Lecture 2.